Hi, welcome to Lanas y Ovillos, the English channel. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the fox blanket with the mosaic crochet technique. To make a blanket with the size 65 centimeters per 85 centimeters, I used 650 grams of this yarn and I used a 3.5 millimeters crochet hook and scissors. Here you can see the chart for this pattern that you can find. It's free in my website that you can find the link on the description below. I will show you only a few rows of this pattern because if I show you all the rows it will be a very long video. So remember that you can find this chart in the link on the description below and in my website. This pattern is multiple of 22 stitches plus 2 stitches of the border, a chain multiple of 22 and then add 2 extra stitches for the edge. You have to repeat this pattern, all those rows that are in the square, and once you finish the last row you have to start again with the row number 1. So start making the chain that you need. Remember, multiple of 22 plus 2. And once you have the chain, you have to start with the first base row. To make the base row, you have to chain 1 and make 1 single crochet in all the chains. In one chain, in every chain, you have to make 1 single crochet. Once you are at the end, you have to cut the yarn and leave a tail like 3 or 4 centimeters. Take the light color and place the yarn on the first single crochet that you made on the previous row. Leave a long tail like 3 or 4 centimeters. Place a yarn and make in the first stitch the edge stitch. This is the first stitch that you have to repeat in all the rows. Make a single crochet normally. Then you have to make 1 single crochet, taking only the back loops to the end, 1 single crochet, taking only the back loops. Once you are at the end, you have to make the last single crochet normally. You have to take both loops of the stitch to make the last stitch. you have to make the 2 edge stitches, the first and the last stitch, taking both loops of the stitch normally. You have to make the single crochet normally, and then chain 1 and cut the yarn, leaving a long tail. Start now with the shirt with the row number 1. You have to work the row with the color that you have in the first square. In this case, you have to take the dark color and you have to make, where you find an X, you have to make a double crochet, and when you find, and where you don't have an X, you don't have to make a double crochet, you have to make a single crochet. So in this row, on the row number 1, you have to make 11 double crochet and then 11 single crochet. You don't have to see which is the color that you have on the shirt. You only have to see the first square. This is the color that you have to work with. So with the dark color, 11 double crochet, 11 single crochet. So start with the blanket. Place the yarn, leaving a long tail. One single crochet in the very first stitch, the edge stitch, and then you have to make 11 double crochet. To make the double crochet, you have to take the free loop that you have of the first base row, this loop that you have here on with the same color that you are working now. You have to take this loop from the bottom part to the top part and make the double crochet. This is how you have to make all the double crochet. Take the loop on the previous row of the same color that you are working. So 11 double crochet. And once you finish the 11 double crochet, you have to make 11 single crochet, taking the back loops of the previous row. (11) single crochet. And now Once you have the 11 single crochet, repeat again the 11 double crochet. So start again with a short 11 double crochet and then 11 single crochet. Once you are at the end, you have to repeat the 11 double crochet and the 11 single crochet. You have only one stitch, that is the very last stitch, the final stitch. You have to make a single crochet normally. You finish the row number 1. Now chain 1, cut the yarn and place the new color, the light color, on the blanket. Row number 2 with the light color. You have to make 11 single crochet. Here you don't have an X in the square, so single crochet and 11 double crochet. You have here the X, so 11 double crochet. You have to repeat 11 single crochet and 11 double crochet to the end. Remember, place the yarn 1 single crochet in the very first stitch. And then start with 11 single crochet. Remember, taking the back loops of the previous row. And once you finish the 11 single crochet, you have to make 11 double crochet, taking the loop, the free loop of the same color that you have on the previous rows, and from the bottom to the top make the double crochet, 11 double crochet. Repeat again 11 single crochet and 11 double crochet to the end. Once you are at the end, remember one single crochet normally. It's important that you make always the last stitch, because it's a common mistake to decrease some stitches. So continue working always the same number of stitches. You finish the row number 2. Row number 3, with the dark color, you have to make 9 double crochet and then 13 single crochet. So place a yarn, make the first stitch, and then work the double crochet on the free loop of the double crochet of the previous row in the dark color. So 9 double crochet, and then 13 single crochet. This is what you have to repeat to the end. Once you are at the end, remember, make the final stitch, the last stitch, with a single crochet normally. Cut the yarn. And now start with the row number 4 with the light color. Remember, where you find an X, you have to make a double crochet. If you don't have an X, you have to make a single crochet. So 9 single crochet, 2 double crochet, 2 single crochet, and 9 double crochet. This is what you have to repeat to the end with the light color. This is how you have to work the mosaic crochet. And I'm not going to explain you more rows because you can find this chart in my website. Continue working all the rows of the chart. Remember, once you finish the last row, you have to start with the row number 1 again and repeat those rows to have the length of the blanket that you need. Once you finished the length of the blanket, this is not a reversible stitch. The mosaic crochet is not reversible. And now we have to start working the double border. You have to make 2 knots with the strands that you find on the corners. Make 2 knots. Continue with the 2 following parts, make also 2 knots and repeat the same to have knots in all the tails. Once you finished, you have to cut the tails, leaving like 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters. Then start with the double border. If you want, you can use a larger crochet hook. In my case, I will use a 4mm crochet hook to make the slip stitch around, but if you want, you can make it with the same number of hook that you made. And now place the yarn in one side of the blanket, and with the crochet hook you have to make 1 slip stitch in the following stitch. Again, on the following stitch, another slip stitch. Repeat 1 slip stitch in all the stitches to the end of the side to the corner. Once you are at the corner, you have to make the last slip stitch here and continue working the following slip stitch to the other side. So continue working the slip stitch on the sides and repeat the same once you are at the corner. Here you can see the front part of the blanket, and here you can see the back part of the blanket, the wrong side. You can find in the wrong side like a line and the chain on the right side. Make one slip stitch on the last stitch and continue to the other side with slip stitches. Once you are at the end, once you finished one slip stitch around the corners, around the sides of the blanket, you have to make the last slip stitch, cut the yarn, you have to start now the double border. I recommend you to start the double border from the wrong side and place the yarn, make the first double crochet. You can also start with a chain 3. And then make one double crochet, taking this part of the slip stitch, one double crochet in all the slip stitches, taking this part of the slip stitch, one double crochet to the corner. Once you are at the corner, you have to make one double crochet on the last stitch, chain 2, and one double crochet on the following slip stitch on the other side of the blanket. So continue making 1 double crochet in all the slip stitches. Once you finish the first row of double crochet, you have to make a slip stitch with the first double crochet and then continue making. In my case, I will make 3 rows of the border, so start again with a double crochet and make 1 double crochet on each double crochet to the corner. Once you are at the chain 2 space, you have to make 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet in the same space. Continue working double crochet to the other side. Once you made the 3 rows of the double border of the wrong side, you have to start making the double border in the right side where you find the chain of the slip stitch. Place the yarn. You can take now both loops of the slip stitch, or you can take only one loop. In my case, I prefer taking only the loop of the top part, taking only this loop. So start now, place the yarn, make again the first double crochet. You can also start with a chain 3. And make 1 double crochet, taking the loop of the slip stitch of the right side, and you have to repeat the same that you made on the wrong side. Make 3 rows of double crochet. Remember, on the chain, remember on the corner you have to make 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Once you have the 3 rows also in the right side, you have to close now the double border. You have to take 1 double crochet of one side and 1 double crochet of the other side, and you have to make a single crochet, and repeat the same with the following stitches: 1 double crochet of one side and 1 double crochet of the other side, and make that single crochet. This is what you have to repeat to the end. And here you can see the sides with the tails. Making the double border, you don't have to make anything else. The tails will be hidden in the double border, so make the single crochet around the double border to close it. And you finished your fox blanket. If you prefer, you can block it to get the shape that you want.